Hello there, ladies and gentlehonks. Welcome back to the face cam land, and I have the Harry Potter dressing gown of doom on, and I have a nice warm flask of tea, Yorkshire tea, which can mean only one thing. It's the return of I Have a Box! Except in this box, unlike usual, I'm not expecting to find cards. At least not to my knowledge. There may be cards, but I'm not expecting them. Instead, it's shoes. I'm kidding, it's not shoes. Why would I buy shoes? Inside this box is my mother. No, it's not. Inside this box is little stuffs. I think. Yes. Inside this box is Lego, and it's not quite Lego. So we have an instruction booklet for Lego Classic 10703. We may have the whole lot in there. I'm not sure. It's in good condition, so it's not been used much. Just some Lego idea stuff in there. It's cool. I may wind up building that little set there if I can get the parts for that together. This is the main reason I got this. It's a Wilco Blocked tank. I know it sounds stupid. I like my tanks. So we have part of the tank. I'm guessing they built that as one of the side builds, which would have been a base of some description. That's some of the pieces of the tank, which they didn't take out the packaging, I guess. Ah, shit. Yep, thank you, thank you, box. Thank you, box. Oh, I guess I did take it out of the package, just put it back in again. Yep. So there's that. And that. And that. Hang on. I'm trying to safely put these on the table. We have more miscellaneous parts. There's one of the bags. It looks like an unopened bag from the Legos from that set. I did notice these were unopened, so I was like, ooh. Another unopened bag from that classic set. And another one. I think it's the same. Yep, it's got Lego logos on it, so it's probably something important. This bag was basically empty, so I just emptied it out more. Just rubbish. An unopened bag of purple, lavender, and pink pieces. Poppies. A large lime plate, which probably would have also been part of that set. Yellow and orange pieces. A large bag of like azure, blue, and lime pieces. I think I got this for like less than 20 quid, and I believe that the classic set is like a £30 set. I mean, look at all the pieces, you know. I believe I got that for less than I was expecting to. Or a lot less than retail. I'll have to check. And in the base of here is just more pieces of the tank. We have a plate. We have a large round plate, so I'll go to that lot. And, oh, a polybag. Pose X-Wing Fighter. Ooh. Got another, like, micro-build X-Wing. Dude. So, I think I will be back once I have built some stuff. See you in a minute, guys. And that is the first build done, Poe Dameron's X-Wing. It's a nice little polybag build. I like the thrusters. I'm a sucker for X-Wings. It's been a while since I've seen the sequel trilogy, but I like it. As in, I guess I like the sequel trilogy a bit. It's not the best, but it's alright. But I like like that build. It's a very nice build. I think it's better than Resistance type X-Wing, which I have also. I would pull them up for comparison, but I think I've lost some of the pieces of the Resistance X-Wing. Basically, the Resistance X-Wing has a sort of studs at the back kind of thing, like a 4-point booster rather than a 6 and a 5. This is probably like an advanced, like an upgraded version of that. But the Resistance X-Wing actually has better, I guess, blaster pieces. It has a more detailed blaster sort of bits on these ends here. I don't think it has these specific bits though, these sort of jumpers. But either which way, it's a cool little polybag. I love the color scheme, I admit. I mean, I know it's a licensed thing, there's not much to say about it, but it's cute. On to the next build. I'll be right back. So, using only a small portion of the pieces, but there's still loads of parts left in all the bags. I built this little Japanese pagoda, like a little temple. It's not minifigure scale, I thought it was bigger than this, but it's cute. I did find out though, either I'm stupid, or the bags were actually missing one of these 1x1 panels. I could go to Lego and be like, hey, this set is missing a piece, but I got this pre-owned and I don't have the receipt for it, so I'll just cut my losses, and if I really want the extra part, I get it from Bricklink. I will probably just tear this apart and use it to make as the base of making a bigger one of these, like an actual like temple or something, or I may just make it slightly bigger and make an actual shrine, like a little mini shrine, to go in my little city. I do want in my Japanese city some, I guess, monumental or historical builds, but not too many, as it's going to be a very modern city. It's going to be kind of almost cyberpunk level. I guess it would be a cyberpunk city, but not quite Cyberpunk 2077 dark kind of cyberpunk. More just like, hey, it's modern Japan mostly with some slightly more neon tinging. Think the new Much of the Gathering Kamigawa set. Literally that, except I came up with it first. Mechs in Japan. I came up with a city full of mechs first. I'm joking. I fucking did not invent mecha anime. So I will probably just take the bits of this, or try and find a piece on Bricklink or in the collection and sort this out. I will not go into building all the stuff in the construction book, but I will probably show some of the builds. So obviously there's also a mini house, which is more like a facade. Not even really a bungalow, it's probably just more like a shed. Or one of those like buildings that you see at the front of like big houses. What's it called? Gatehouse? Something like that? It's like a MIDI scale backdrop, like skyscrapers and whatnot. Oh yeah, so to show you, so there's a house, the skyscrapers, that's the temple. Another facade, but more like a townhouse, like a pinkish townhouse. A castle, like frontage, that was kind of cool, but I'm not really a big castle person, so that's cool. Like an like a vegetable store, awning frontage. That I could probably do something with and make that bigger. But yeah, interesting sort of set of builds. I'd probably build this. I'd probably look at, since this is the full set, look at Rebrickable and see if there's any mocks that I can make with it to use more of the pieces rather than just something that uses most of one bag's bits and some of another bag's bits. What I'll probably do is I'll get a box for it all, or use the box that the tank came in, put it all back in there, and build something out of it. So I'll be back in a minute with the tank, hopefully. And like an hour or so later, it is done. Here's the tank. So I love the side skirts; they're fantastic. I love those, the way they look. Let's get into like a mini review, I guess. So build quality. The bricks are not like obviously not quite as good as Lego, but they're honestly not that bad. Structural stability is kind of bad because it uses a lot of small pieces in the base when it could have been more pieces, like bigger pieces in the base. But I think that is by the principle of it being a 3-in-1 set, as a lot of these bigger, not quite Lego sets tend to be. It would be anything from 3-in-1 to 15-in-1. So I guess it's a sacrifice. It is annoying though because of the treads. The treads are actually amazing quality and very, very thick, very rubbery. But trying to put them on with the build part of the base is kind of scary. Part of it came disconnected slightly, but it didn't fully fall to pieces. That was good. The skirt pieces are interesting. At the back, a lot of 1x1s were used, which was quite funny to me, because, again, I guess by the nature of being a 3-in-1 set. Also using these old arm pieces in places, like there's some arm pieces used here, and a lot of them used here for the skirts. That was just funny to me. It was missing a piece. It was missing one of those arm pieces, as aforementioned, for the canopy. Not a huge problem. I guess you could substitute it for a Lego piece from my collection, but again, if I were to buy the set from Wilco, I would complain about that because it's missing a piece. There was also an extra 1x6, I think, somewhere, unless I followed the instructions incorrectly, or maybe it was like an extra one piece for one of the other builds. I don't know. I just put it at the back. Also, interesting, weird back bumper piece. I feel like that could have just been done with regular normal pieces. These pieces were weird. I think I've seen those Mega Block skate sets before, so that's weird. The prints are amazing. Lego, why don't you do more prints? I mean, sure, they're basic words like Army and Alliance, and this piece here, but actually every single piece in this set is printed, not a sticker. The minifigure is just garbage. It's just hot garbage. Don't like the look of it all. The hands are interesting. That you can have, you've got like elbow articulation. That's interesting. But the print is kind of terrible. The fact that it looks nowhere near and like a minifig is terrible. It's even boxier looking than a Lego one, aside from the head, which just looks kind of uncanny. The legs just look kind of weird. Like, I get it, you probably want to make a more realistic looking person, but there's a reason Lego minifigs are more popular. This will probably be donated somewhere, and I'll use a more Lego-like minifig for crew of figures for this set. It does not have a driver's seat; it only has the canopy. But I guess you would probably you would imagine the driver somewhere in here. So that's slightly problematic, but it's on realism state. But it's fine. What else is there to talk about? It was a decent amount of pieces, I'll tell you that much. All in this nice color of like olive, not even quite olive green, like very much army, sort of khaki green, which Lego will never do, which is kind of why I got this set. When I saw it on eBay in the joblot, it was like, hey, it's actual army green pieces. So that's cool. In terms of playability, well, it's a tank. That actually does move. That moves. I do like the main turret. Again, it's a weird piece, but it's nice. These cannons do not move. There was a bit of create an optical illusion, actually, in the instructions with these. These little cannons on the side. I thought they were like supposed to be here. Nope, just there. It created an optical illusion in the instruction manual. Probably should. Also, the instruction manual itself is kind of terrible. The instructions are not very clear half the time. You really have to think about it. That's also what took me so long to make this. But overall, not bad, honestly. That might well go against some of my mechs at some point. Pretty neat. So, that was that. And then we'll bring over the other stuff. Yeah. So that was our thing. Just shove that on the keyboard next to the tank. There we go. And that should hopefully make an actual thing. Anyway, not a bad lot, honestly, considering I've still got loads of bricks left for the 10703 set to do stuff with. Yeah. Not a bad haul. Hang on. I'm going to check prices real quick. So to tot up prices, the Wilco Blocks tank retails about 10-11 quid. The Starfighter is like 2-3 quid, which is 4, I guess. Average is about 4, but 3 is like the lowest. And the Soldiers of the Toy for actually for 4 quid. So that's 14. And the Builder Box, which is actually from 2017, so 5 odd years ago. Yeah. In fact, I should have probably kept those. Well, I guess without the box, the bags doesn't really matter. Assuming that's complete, which I think it is. aside from that one missing piece. That retailed at about, well, I couldn't tell how much it actually retailed at, but Bricklink, the only UK listing, is 30 quid, which I think is probably around about that range anyway. Considering the smaller mono-colored boxes now are like 14 quid. Yeah, so 30, 40... So we're talking about 45 quid's worth of Lego. And I got that for $18.50. That was including the postage. So, not a bad haul, all things considered, on value alone. Anyway, this has been Kinetic Jackson. This has been a I've Got a Box. And I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. And also, if you want to see more weird stuff, mostly video game stuff, and you like Blockaz, you should go check out twitch.tv/KineticJax. That shameless plug to self. I'm going to finish the rest of my Yorkshire tea. Now it's gone fucking cold. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye, blebs.